I forgot. I just assumed. I'm not making straight.
And they said, this is my first time.
Are you hungry? We're getting dinner. Buy snacks. Did you buy snacks? That's cool.
You know, I didn't think they'd have snacks here. I'm so used to Thursday Greek Northwest, either I wait for the pizza and whichever Tulsa Oklahoma meeting has it, or just go get food from nearby.
All right, I get my small laptop.
Just shut the door. We don't have access to the
Nuggets.
So what I'm hearing is we should shut it.
I know, right?
Yeah, this place this bar and chicken place right across from the street here. You guys, you look left from Atlas School, and yeah, like this 2-story place with a whole patio deck and everything. And a hangout and a restaurant hangout area right out of what is it? Right out of.
All right, so
That's what that place.
this is on and off.
Something out there.
We did a little intro thing real fast. So thank you for joining us here today. We are here thanks to Oklahoma, our volunteers and speakers. Oklahoma is a nonprofit volunteer-run organization that puts on 39 groups, 2 conferences, and it sponsors free local events such as this one. We do all of this to support the mission to advance the grassroots tech community of Oklahoma. Learn more at techoklahoma.org. I do actually recommend going to techoklahoma.org, checking it out, and seeing those other groups, because you may be in a certain, like, oh, I use this coding language, and then like those people have their own group, or you may like web devs is really good, so just to do that. This is Adrian, who's working his way here. All right, so there is a code of conduct. It's on the website. It's extremely important to us that all members feel safe, respect in our events. If you have an issue with something's behavior at Oklahoma Foundation, please let us know. We have an incident report. Okay, so I have to change this up. We are not at 36 degrees north. We are at Gradient. I don't know if it's Gradient Tulsa or just Gradient now. So we'll just go with that. They donate the space to us. They offer free workshops as well as co-working spaces, desks, and office for a monthly fee. So if you guys are wanting to do your startup and you're ready to take that leap, this is actually a really good starting place for you guys to come to. And that's it with the main intro speech that I got to do. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
All right. All right. What about you?
We had Game-a-thon, and then pretty much everyone that was like working on a game brought something in and showed something off and all of that. So that was the most recent news. Next month, they're having the grand opening here, so we won't be having it on our normal time. We're doing just online next month. And then in theory, we're good to go until the end of the year, like where we have them like, oh, we have this many, our slot is assigned and stuff like that. Is everyone in the Discord to join the online meeting?
Will be soon.
You guys are the last
Welcome.
last holdouts.
Thank you.
All right. We did the mascot event. So the Tulsa Chibi Driller is what won. So you guys, if anyone wants to work on a 2D version or a 3D version, I know Adrian is working on some, and the idea is like we'll design it and rig it and all of that and extra. But if you guys want to like, I want to do my own version and you want to put it in your own game, the idea is we're trying to build the brand of, hey, games are made in Tulsa. And so any of the artists, I know you're artists, you do art also, right? So if you guys want to be like, hey, here's my version, totally put it out there. Welcome, Ches.
We're upstairs signing in.
Signing in. All right, we got. Oh, there's Titus. Welcome back, dude. Long time no see. Hey.
Long time no see.
All right. Okay, so the big events that we've had is Game-a-thon and Game Jam. We'll finish those. Everyone's played most of the Game Jam games. Ches put on and put a ton of work into Game-a-thon, so I'll give you a round of applause. Yeah, you did it, dude. We did the scavenger hunt, which we talked about for like 2 years now. He finally put it together and like got it through the finish line. It was actually really fun. It was like randomized, so a bunch of people played games. I think people played more games because of that. So thanks for putting that on and all that. And then War Guts is the place that hosted us. So if you guys go to War Guts, check them out. They don't go to their Facebook, not their website. They have more information or more today on their website. I mean, on their Facebook. But check them out. They were really nice. They helped sponsor the event and host the location and all that. So shout out to them. After at 7:30, we're going to kind of cut things short, and then we'll do a retrospective on Gameathon and talk about like, okay, this is what we should be doing for future events or things like that. Welcome, Elliot.
Welcome.
And then the next thing, I'm trying to like get through all of the main stuff so we can just like sit around and have a chat, not like feel like you're on a class.
Can I go to the bathroom?
If you can find them, I have no idea where they're at.
Do you have a bathroom pass?
I know, right?
May you go to the bathroom?
Okay, so we're gonna amp up marketing on Tulsa Game Devs, hitting more social media and things like that, but trying to be not just, we have the website, but we want more things out there, but not, hey, we're just having meetings. So if anyone's working on a project and you're like, hey, I have this 30-second video that I made or whatever, we can then repost it and be like, hey, Tulsa Game Dev is working on this. And so getting the process of like advertising for everyone. So even if you don't know if your project's gonna make it, but if you're like, I got a Steam account and all this, I'm trying to work on something, or like Chez, you've been doing all sorts of AI videos, not AI, but what do you call them with the voice?
They're AI.
I mean, they're AI, but it's not, when I say AI video, people are thinking like,
Yeah,
whatever that is.
No,
It's where you're communicating.
AI voiceover.
Yeah, well, no, not even the voiceover,
You're talking to AI.
you're talking to an AI and that's the game, is you're trying to have a conversation with it.
It's video.
Yeah,
that one you had at, yeah, where you're trying to convince the AI of your position.
The alien.
Yeah. So convince the alien not to invent.
Yeah.
He's just so enjoyable to talk to.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
So getting videos like that, or like Elliot did Moncom, so we did like, oh, if you have any like clips of that, we put that on there. And so the idea is everyone, if you're going to launch a game and we know what it is, we can have somewhat of a build up of launch for everyone's games, instead of it just being, hey, I'm making this game and hopefully we actually make sales and stuff. So the idea is we join this community and put all that effort, and people kind of trust the brand of like, okay, this game is actually going to make it, so we're going to push that out there. So if you guys have any suggestions towards marketing and pushing things, let me know. Does anyone have anything like off the top of your head?
I could make more collaboration videos, and just like what we're best was saying, 60 seconds, but like all of these different trailers, or
Right.
Up to 10 minutes, just code trailers after trailer.
Yeah. Do you have a platform? I mean, I know you've been TikTok. Is the one, or have you been on YouTube?
Platform fit, I don't have much followers on anything.
Okay. Well, okay. So the reason
Most of them both my and Tulsa's being built.
the reason we're bringing that up is because a lot of people came out to the event because someone posted on Reddit in Tulsa being like, hey, we're having this event.
Mhm.
And so we were like, oh, we are not utilizing our marketing.
We got a chatter.
Oh, we got a chatter. It's probably Adrian. I'm lost trying to find this building.
Many such cases.
Okay, I see you. All right. Gradient is across from Atlas. So where Nate goes to school, it's across the street. It's there's only a tiny flag that says Gradient on it.
I pulled out like, wait, we're going to Atlas.
I know, right? It's right there.
No, we're at 36 degrees north. You just need to look harder.
Right.
We're on the 3rd floor.
Anyways, so that is us doing our marketing push towards things.
What accounts does TGD have already?
We have the website. We have the old Twitter account,
Old Twitter?
and we can update that.
Mhm.
There was,
A YouTube.
yeah, we're on YouTube now.
Mhm.
I mean, like we're live streaming, so there's quite a bit. We have 5,000 people following us on YouTube, so
Nice.
it's pretty decent now.
Actually, they're called subscribers. Actually.
No, it's because we used to do, we posted a bunch of Godot tutorials years ago early on, and they were actually really helpful, and people just kept coming and coming and coming, so
Okay.
it works out.
Yeah.
But did I answer your question fully? Like what? I feel like that's all.
Yeah,
we have one.
that's good. So like, where would we probably, what new websites could we probably, I mean, if we want to make some new accounts or new websites, what websites would we want to do?
We don't have a Reddit yet.
I don't want to make it for Reddit. We don't have it.
Does it cost money to start a subreddit?
No,
No.
it just takes a while to get people to the subreddit.
Instagram is kind of worthless, but
Yeah,
obviously X would be your best choice.
yeah, it's a coin flip on Instagram when you see a live leak on there.
As someone who is new to this is really being the first time coming here, Reddit and using the Tulsa subreddit makes the most sense in my head because you don't have to start your own thing. You're not piloting something else. You're just adding to what already exists, and you're shooting to a fan base that is already
Prideful of the hometown.
well, yeah, but also like cut down to size. Like you're not reaching out to
You're not going to.
Yeah.
and you're not reaching out to Texas.
Yeah.
You're just reaching in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That makes a lot of sense.
So people who are on the Tulsa subreddit can probably attend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just post stuff and then okay, that's what's going on. I like it.
I know, having gone to Atlas, I know Atlas has a lot of people who think about or would want to try game dev stuff, but haven't yet or don't know where to start. That wouldn't be a bad idea either.
It seems like a lot of people came to the last few meetings because we were hosting them at Atlas.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
And so
know
while they were under construction, so it seems like they're pretty receptive over there to like anything to help
Yeah,
things
I'm
grow.
sure they would be.
So hopefully, because I mean, you guys are using Unity over there for a bunch of stuff, AR and VR, right?
Yeah, they are.
Or mainly, you guys have switched to AR though, right? Or they have,
It's
or I guess XR development. is what
right,
they're-
and it is Unity. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because Ches is holding up. Yeah, you're holding up the Unity area.
By myself.
Yeah, by yourself. But he's leading the Unity group and stuff like that here. So we're trying to get all the Unity people like, oh, and so when we do the online meetings, we've started posting Game Maker, Unity, and Unreal. Hey, we're doing the online meetings. Come to these. Like that's a meetup. So it would probably be best if like gets hosted in
Yeah.
Reddit.
And so then another thing would be on the website, when you look at the QR code, it shows you like a bunch of games, smaller games that are made by Tulsa game devs. That would maybe be a really cool idea. I don't know what's on the YouTube, but like that would be
Yeah.
a really cool idea to put like, hey, this is like the trailers from these games made by Tulsa game devs.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants to or tries to make a game as a Tulsa game dev to have a trailer from, hey, this is like you were talking about,
Yeah.
we talked about that ago.
Like
Kind
a
of did
showcase.
that last year.
Yeah, like
Like
a-
a trailer.
Like a showcase, or like you talked about, you do Tulsa game jams,
Yeah.
that kind of thing being put on the YouTube or even the subreddit.
Do you pay attention to YouTube the most, or are you guys like on Instagram or something else or TikTok?
Space A.
Show hands.
Which one? Space King?
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Ignore
Yeah,
it.
it's a real thing.
Is it like what is it?
It's like MySpace.
It's like MySpace, but no. This whole thing is retro
Okay.
social media.
Do you have like a top 8 and everything?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's
That's intense.
It's called Space A.
Fox.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, I'm doing Blue Sky. That's where over a million users.
What's it called?
1 million Space K.
Space.
Space
Hey.
K.
Like, hey,
I
HUI.
don't know. I wouldn't try to overreach, you know. I think like you said, Reddit, I think TikTok, and I think YouTube are probably like your 3 big killers.
Mhm.
And then if things like turn out and go well from there, then
Yeah.
maybe not spacing it, but
Well, the goal.
Did TikTok recover after January?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless someone doesn't buy it by April, in
Yeah.
which case it's going down.
Well, because I ran some
Yeah.
Facebook ads for the
Yeah.
event, but like we got hardly any hits on it.
I think
And
that
so-
may be because of your market of who you're advertising to. And
Well, no, we were going like the people that were already in like the Tulsa
Mm.
game because we have like 400 or 500 people in the Tulsa group, so I was expecting more of those people
Right.
to like see it.
so, sorry, what I mean
Yeah.
is you still, like you're doing it on Facebook, not on Instagram.
Yeah,
Facebook tends to be used by the older demographic.
yeah,
So even if there's 400 or 500 people on there, they may not be checking their Facebook.
yeah, sure.
And
Well,
Demographic.
I did a photo with, and it didn't Instagram and
Oh,
Facebook
really?
when it did it, so that's why I was like, I don't think anyone saw it.
Yeah.
I will add on to that, most of the people who showed up at GameCon were families.
Yes,
That's pretty interesting.
yeah, especially even other events that we'll do. A lot of stuff we do, it's families will come and they'll just want to like play games and have fun.
Yeah,
That's pretty
bring
cool.
kids,
Yeah.
those just let the kids run wild in random video games. Maybe that's our best target.
I mean, that's a cool idea either way, even if that's not a target. That's just a-
really close to
So we should probably maintain a Facebook presence to some extent.
Oh yeah, I know. I keep it up also, and then, but I just didn't know if like, okay, we should amp up stuff to a certain platform or whatever. I feel like the answer is like the other ones are just needing attention. And so, but does anyone else have any other stuff you wanted to suggest on marketing, like small years?
So the strategy is just post more.
You could do like,
Well,
If we want to post for it, it'd be like, FunCon's been out for 1 year, and we do the trailer just because.
yeah,
We should absolutely.
it's more about being a consistent voice. More like that. I mean, like, yeah, posting is what we'll be doing, but it's more, I think the strategy is more, how do we promote everyone's stuff? Like, how do we make sure the community is what's growing and not, like, say, if I just put a bunch of my stuff out there constantly on it, or like just MonCon, then it just looks like that's the only game that's being made here. And it's like, no, a lot of people, like Glenn, you're in development hell right now, right?
Yeah, like what's coming up this year? Games.
Glenn, I know, Dave has Project Broken Hammer, but that could be anywhere between now and 2036. So I'm assuming it'll be before then, but like I have no idea.
any sugar.
And then we have porting of different games coming out.
Yeah.
I have to suggest, for outreach into the community, we could try some sort of, needing beta testers for our game system.
Okay.
Obviously, we can't pay them yet.
Yeah.
If we ever do receive money, maybe it'd be like, hey, $10 to play this game for an hour. But some people may just be interested in playing games that are never released. Or not released yet.
Yeah,
Either tracks, we just do that.
So
that is a good idea.
Yeah, like early access to reach.io.
I think it was cool.
I wrote leading beta testers, and then is there like a certain demographic we'd be going after, or is it just like whoever?
Just gamers, generally.
Just gamers.
And people who are so deep in the game spirit that they'll just play retro games or miscellaneous games. People who play Elden Ring once every 2 weeks.
Do me a favor, can you go upstairs and message Adrian on Discord and see if he made it here or not? See if he can get here. I don't know if he said he was having trouble, and then I sent him my address. Said he's saying see you there soon.
Have you
Thanks, Elliot.
reached out, was it CodeWiz?
I think it's called CodeWords.
Have you reached out to CodeWiz?
So
What's code
I
was?
think we may have the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a Tulsa-based company that does coding programs for kids, or like it's essentially like education programs for anyone in elementary school,
Yeah.
but it's all coding based language.
You could do code lab events.
What's it called again?
If you want, I think it's called CodeWiz. If you want full attendance, loves games,
Yeah.
kids.
Okay. Have you guys worked with them or anything?
So they do events at Atlas.
Okay.
So we've met them and they seem like they've got, next to
Something.
people.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you want to, if you're like,
I think they could be.
I have a background in education, and so I actually taught how to make that games. Schools for like years, and lots of attendance in that, like after school programs, programming boot camps, stuff like that. Kids from all around will go, oh, I can spend like a week making a game,
Yeah.
and you make some like dinky little thing, but
They love
you
it.
have a full room.
Right.
And then at the end of it, you have some editor, which is usually me, make like a video,
Yeah.
like post it for whatever company you're working under. They
Okay.
go, oh, this week, this is like a highlight reel of everything that all these kids made.
So what would you call that? Like kid outreach, kid growth outreach,
After school program,
after school program?
after school outreach.
So it always has some of the best people.
Yeah, I like that. All right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna skip through a few things, then come back because I'm waiting for Elliot and Adrian to be here to discuss stuff. Does anyone have when they think the GTA 6 release date? What do you guys? Anyone want to place any bets? Do you guys think it'll be this year?
During the next presidency.
Next presidency?
I have to reckon at least next year, because they don't want to mod Borderlands 4.
I bet you Rockstar goes on the brink of bankruptcy and release a half-baked game.
We
I
can
don't
only,
know.
There's nowhere near bankruptcy.
Yeah, Red Dead 2.
Anything can happen.
if it's,
Yeah.
if it's next year, it'd have to be, around May, I reckon.
Stop buying start cards, bro.
That's never gonna happen.
No one,
They're just gonna give
they just cheat.
They're just giving them new shark cards to buy.
I'm calling it.
There he
What's
is.
Rockstar done since
Red Dead?
Red Dead 2?
They've done 1,000 GTA 5 updates.
GTA 5 whales, right?
Yeah.
People just pay. So yeah,
They got a free.
That's the issue. That's the issue.
they don't have any incentive to actually make anything new. Yeah, so they will go under because they fall behind and they'll raise that
Right.
in like 4 years from now.
I don't think you have any.
When the money stops trickling in, they'll realize they haven't worked as hard on GTA 6 as they should have.
Enough stuff's been leaked in like the trailer that it'll be fine.
That it visually looks cool.
How?
But it has to be fun.
It'll be fine.
GTA 6 leaked a while back, like
Well,
actual gameplay. How finished did that look again?
For like,
Pretty
well done.
I've heard it up. I've heard it up.
Cyberpunk.
Well, they restarted it.
Visually awesome, but then it like didn't play.
For like 2 years.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go to the next subject. Mayfest. We have been invited to there's the Oklahoma Arts. Okay, the Tulsa PAC. Let me look up the actual.
Performing Arts Center?
Yeah, Performing Arts Center. Go to events. Is that where I put it? Or conferences, hang on. I posted it in the thing. Yes. Okay. What was their Create Tulsa is their thing. So the idea is they're going to give us a booth space there at OK Pop. Do you guys know where the OK Pop building is around here? So when you walk out the door and you turn left, it's somewhere over there. That's as far as I know.
It's, to my understanding, it's the Pop Museum building that's
Yes.
across from Empire.
Yes.
So you know where Empire Pizza is?
I don't know where this one is. I know the one on the left.
Okay. Uh,
I mean, it's just right. It's just right there.
King's
Yeah.
Lawn.
Right
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
like across from King's and Empire.
So they're giving us a bunch of space or like little space. It's up to us. The idea is you didn't respond to this. Did you see the post?
I did not.
Okay, because I was like, where's Ches on this?
Sorry.
I should have tagged it. Okay, so they're allowing us to set up computers, but we'd have to leave them there for 3 days. There will be security, and the idea is it's a art installation. So you'll go up to it, and then they can play our games, and we want to have all of our games on some sort of device, and we get to decorate the whole table as much as we want. So I made a game called Solos. So if no one else signs up, what I'm going to do, which I know Elliot's going to get a booth, right, or something, or at least be part of the other thing. Yeah, right. Volunteer. Yeah. So what I was going to do, because it looks like it's a bunch of paper and stuff like that, I was just going to coat everything in a bunch of different types of paper, and then have the game like hidden in there. And then I had another game called Ramify, and it's minimalist. So I was just going to paint everything white, including the computer and everything, and just have one mouse sitting there. And just the whole thing is just a minimalist art piece that people can play on. And so that's what I was going to do for mine. But so this is two-sided. If anyone wants to work on the main thing, I have backup computers in case, or like backup booth ideas in case they need more space. But the idea is, what was the software you use that can like sort through the game and also track everything?
I don't know. It's like the second one that pops out. It's not Lunchbox, but it's supposed to
And so
play something.
it works similar to Steam, where it'll have the library. So anyone can just go up there, click it, and start playing a game. And if they close out, that will always be open, and they can just keep playing different games and go game after game after game. And it'll be during Mayfest, and there'll be other people that have interactive art pieces. And so ours will be to promote the Tulsa Game Dev booth. So if anyone has any ideas on either I want a game that I want to put in there and I want to do that, let me know. And then the goal is we're just going to try and get everything that's on the website. But if anyone wants to help decorate the booth, that would be super helpful to be like, oh, we should do this or we should do that. Do we want to just build an arcade and it's just one arcade cabinet? We do that, and that's a ton of money, and we have to figure that out. Do we want to just bring our own tables and then we decorate a table and have like different clouding levels of like, oh, if I have this thing here and then some books, then we'll have things on different levels and then a bunch of chairs here and people can just play. Or we want to put a bunch of stuff on the ground and then have just a bunch of TVs and then have everyone on bean bags or something like that and everyone just chill. What do you got?
Okay, so two things. One, I am planning on buying one or two of those portable PCs from Morgus, and I can have all the games on there. And two, if you want to have it really massive, I can try to collaborate with them about like a renting plan where I rent out like several of those portable PCs. And so I covered the entire floor and just those PCs that have every single Tulsa game that came.
Down for that.
How big is the booth space? We're talking
That has not been determined yet. So, because it's they're putting it all together themselves. Like,
outdoors, right?
no, it'll be indoors.
Indoors.
It's inside the OK Pop thing.
I don't think I've heard of an outdoors art exhibition.
I mean,
Fest is usually mostly outdoors.
Yeah. yeah, a lot of it. This is indoors, which is also an advantage because people are like, oh, I want to get out of the heat, so they're going to come into the air conditioning and see our stuff. And so that's the point. Yeah, renting computers would be a really good idea if we want to do that.
Just let me know how much space we will have.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can hit them up.
I'm waiting on confirmation for that. Because if we want to, we can be like, hey, whatever you can, we want one booth guarantee, but whatever you can't fill, we're just going to fill it. Let us know.
What day is this?
Pull up the thing. Mayfest it's like, it's April, I know, or May, but May 9 through 11.
Okay, I can't be there for the 11th, but I can leave stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and be there the whole weekend, like every day. But the big one, no matter who you are, the goal is everyone be there on the 9th, because that's when they're gonna have the exhibit open and like everyone's gonna be there and all the artists. And the goal is all artists meet other artists and other people meet other people, and like we have a big fun time. And I can't guarantee there'll be snacks, but I hope there's snacks. That's as far as I've got on that. Is anyone?
On the topic of events and stuff like that, remember one guy was talking about including us in some of the events like Tokyo Tulsa. So I don't remember how much room he said he was going to allow us, but I bring up those couple of PCs.
That's like a game store. Like
It's an esports center. It's like but you like it's $5 a day and you just play a
interesting.
bunch of games. But it's also, if you're a competitive gamer, like you want to do fighting games and stuff, they have like their own cave where you go there and you fight each other.
Yeah, last event that we had with them, they had a huge space.
Yeah.
There's well enough
Dishes.
room for everyone to have their own table. Just the fighting game tournament. Imagine it's kind of how they run their systems.
So the other side.
Any other questions about Mayfest or just concerns or anything like that? Does anyone have any unreleased games, like a project that you're working on that you'd be willing to like submit? You got something? Okay, Glenn? You got something about that? Definitely. Also, I have like, we're porting games to like the Xbox and PlayStation, so we can just have Xbox or PlayStation just sitting there as like, hey, stuff's available and stuff like that. So, what else is going on? All right. Because Aaron, your Animal Game's already on Steam. Like, you have Steam keys and stuff, right? Like, you
Yeah,
can
it's
get
a beta testing.
you got a beta testing. Okay, cool. Who else is working on? Ches, I mean, are you going to be able to have your stuff? Because we won't have internet.
Yeah, I can do it.
I mean, you have all your other games. Now, if you want to, if there's like a certain day that you can go there and you're like, I know I can be here for this many hours, and you just want to go there for that many hours and set up, we can set up something like that where each day there's someone that's there to just show stuff off. If you guys want, if you guys want to do a rotation, you don't have to. That's the goal, is we don't have to. It's kind of set it and forget it. but it'd be nice to be like part of the community.
What month is Memphis?
May.
You had to think about
No, I'm just joking.
It's running specifically from May 9th to 11th,
Yeah.
which I assume is on a weekend.
Yes, starts on Friday.
9th is the Friday, yeah.
Right? I don't want to think about anything right now. I want to go to bed.
11th is Mother's Day, by the way, everyone.
It's close to Mother's Day.
11th is Mother's Day.
No, it's Mother's Day. Okay.
Your moms.
All right. So here is the next thing. All right. I've been talking forever now about doing a nonprofit version that of Tulsa Game Devs for how the film industry is trying to get grants and stuff like that to incentivize larger companies to come here and like, oh, shoot your movie here, do that. We're going to start not a front, what do you call it? I think that's illegal sounding. But we would work with lobbyists, things like that, to help grow the game development scene in Tulsa. And so I went based on what URL I could afford. And so here's what we came up with: the Tulsa Game Developer Society, or Tulsa Game Dev TGDS.org.
TGDS.org.
Tulsa TGS or TulsaDGS.org.
Also DGS. Okay.
So
We
that
also do a
will,
handshake.
I vote for that one.
yeah. Well, that's what I could afford. It was $10.
So
So
why are we adding on the society to be?
okay, so the idea is
Society.
there's different like film commissions, and they have like film societies and game societies and stuff like that. It's not an organization that's like, oh, we're trying to get a bunch of money to do this. It's like, no, we actually need the money. We need other businesses and stuff like that to come here. And so it's facilitating those sort of efforts. So the big goal for it is like 5-10 years from now, someone is going to graduate college and they're going to either have some sort of 3D art, 2D art, or programming, something on those lines. And they'll say, hey, I need a job in the game industry. I want to work in games. I'm just going to move to Tulsa. And then when they move here, there's at least 4 or 5 companies here that they can choose from, because they're like, oh, this is where the industry is at. And if they go to one place and they're like, that guy's a jerk or she's awful, I'm just going to go down the street, go to this other place. And then there's enough of a, I think, I'm going to close this door. I know we're locked in here, but. So that's the idea of, we have an actual industry here. I wonder how long until some.
Yeah. Very done.
Pretty much. I like how we can still hear that noise through the glass,
What noise?
right?
You're just crazy.
So anyways, but it would also, the idea is, say you're here, we're able to figure out, here's how grants work and stuff like that. And then we use the nonprofit to get game dev grants into for-profit companies so that they can grow. And so we work it that way. And so that was just the easiest way. Whereas if one person's like, oh, I'm going to work on this game or whatever, and then it ends up being really huge, they could just leave. Whereas this is something that's going to have to stay there, and that's why it's part of the society. So that's the idea.
Springboard.
Yeah, springboard, essentially. And so, but say we want to do, like, say we actually have a building, we can be like, oh, like we have all these games, and we can just put them in the front lobby and be like, okay, here are all these games. We can just play them at any point. Anytime someone has a new game, we just load it on the computers and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Say preservation. Oh, we already have servers here and they're already running. We'll load up all your projects here, and that way you have an off-site backup of everyone's game. And so a Tulsa-made game is still backed up and it's still part of the Tulsa community. And so there's things like that that we can do. It's not just, oh, we're going to get money. It's preservation. It's also growing the industry. So does anyone have any like, oh, this is what we should do, or this is what I need out of that if we're going to do something like that, or anything on those lines?
So we're only using the money to try to get people to Tulsa? Is there anything else we would do with the money?
Well, no. Well,
I don't know.
we would try and, I mean, like,
You know about Tulsa Remote, right?
yeah, there's Tulsa Remote and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's a whole different thing. I'm talking like we're able to have EA have an office here, and there's going to be 1,000 jobs here, like that.
All the government.
Yeah, that's it. But like bringing local, I mean, bringing the outside people here is part of it. if we can figure out a way to grow like your company up to the point that there's a bunch of the stuff, like let's let's do it.
Not right now. I'm going to own this.
Yeah,
See that really big tower? That's gonna have my name on
right.
it. It would own it.
I like the way you did.
So
Hosting an Oklahoma game jam, did you see that comment I made?
yes,
What do you think of that?
I think it's a great idea. Do you want to talk about why you think that's important?
I do. The idea being, we had a game jam that was Oklahoma themed, hosted in Tulsa. That, you know, maybe we get sponsors for that, you know, if it got big enough that it would attract the attention of these companies you're interested in, and they see, oh, there are already game developers in
Yeah.
this area, you know.
So, quick answer is yes, we should do that. What is that a this year thing or is that a next year thing or what would you?
I don't know. What's the timescale for this society?
It depends on when I have to like formally like start a nonprofit and spend a bunch of money on that. Right now, I'm only doing the buying the domain, so we're just going that way.
So,
We'll also have to have a board as part of a nonprofit, so there'll be people that run it, but then we'll need people that are community leaders that are in charge of things that can be like, oh, I think this is what you guys should be doing, and they're also a counter. So like say someone's screwing up, they'd be like, no, that's the person that needs to be fired. And like they would actually vote on if they're fired or not. It's a whole thing. And so
how would we go about trying to attract more talent or companies here?
I have no idea. That's why we're getting this started. So if we come up with an idea, we can easily do it with it.
Well, you know what a SWOT analysis is, right?
Yes.
Better start with that.
Yeah.
Just get everything on paper. Oh, my sister lives in LA and she works in Hollywood. Maybe that helps.
Yeah.
Do we have any markers for that? Is that a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So on the Discord, I put there's the Austin Film Society, and they're connected with a bunch of people, but they also are part of bigger events. So like South by Southwest just happened, right? So they help facilitate that and make things easier. And also people that work there, they organize volunteers that they can then be part of it and then run events. So say there's some event in town, like we do big game jam, and that becomes like a big event, you know, oh, we're part of that and we work with these other people, and like that's its own other thing. And so, but I mean, you guys are building the future you guys want. So is there anything you guys are like, oh,
I mean, what makes sense to me is just maybe start with going to some of these higher ed programs that have like game development or like related field careers, and then talking and seeing like, okay, because those institutions have like career coordinators and stuff, and being like seeing if we can make connections through those.
just getting people job opportunity or like what?
No, I just mean, I think they have relationships with those companies and stuff. Like, you know, I'm sure people, the folks in the TU program that do the game development, or the folks in local EIT that have like animation 3D stuff or whatever, probably have industry connections. That might be a good place to start.
Yeah, we have a game development program here in TU.
Yeah.
I think the problem is there's also no actual studio here yet. Like, I think that's what someone have to do is actually form a studio.
You say that, Bottle's upstairs.
Who's upstairs?
Bottle Learning, they're the ed tech company.
Yeah. I mean, like a student game development, dedicated game dev studio.
Yeah,
Like, what was that one company you said was here like 20 years ago that made Medal of Honor?
2015.
Yeah. So like something like that.
Yeah,
Where people,
was it?
an actual company of people come here and get hired by and get paid.
Didn't Infinity Ward also get their grassroots here?
That was 2015.
Oh.
They split off from 2015 and
Oh, okay.
started Infinity Ward after that. I wrote down the higher ed thing. So if anyone else has any ideas on that, you guys can message me. I'm probably gonna, while I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna start. Which section do you think it was? Miscellaneous? Is that a good spot for Tulsa Game Society? You know, on the Discord.
Just make a new channel. I don't.
I don't want to make a new channel.
We already have it. It's not like we don't have enough.
Great channel.
And sounds like they're on this new channel for society.
Feel stupid with society.
Society.
There we
Society.
go. Like, did I spell it right?
This is just call it Channel Society.
No, it's Tulsa Game Dev Society.
Nice.
Okay, so if you guys have any ideas under miscellaneous in the thing, post all of those. I know Elliot had some really good ideas with the getting grants. That's why I brought up grants, and then the game dev thing.
Hosting our own game jam was one idea, doing kind of like, what Aaron was saying, like getting on education,
Mhm.
to teach classes on game development, that was another idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. About it.
Let me go. All right, I'm almost done with main stuff. My recommendation is Unreal. Whoever's in Unreal right now, they're offering certification programs through Coursera.
Mhm.
I haven't started it yet, but I highly recommend it. And then who are the Unity people? They have all of their Unity certification stuff. I highly recommend doing it.
Mhm.
Even if you're not going to go to another company or whatever, like it really helps things out of like, oh, I have this understanding and stuff. Because like I've done enough on the other ones. It's like, oh, when you're certified, it helps. I know you guys have other education and stuff like that and like experience, but and
Does Godot
really
have
is- Godot is not. Godot is kind of a Wild West though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like
It's so easy. You don't need courses. Just like do it. Just let me.
Are there any certs for Game Maker?
no idea.
I have a full-time.
Oh, yeah, we got. We have a whole game maker section. We have.
I got it as a certification. So those game makers since like high school.
Yeah, Game Maker's still in the conversation.
It's our most amount of our games that have released in Tulsa have been made in Game Maker.
That's crazy.
And then,
I was unaware.
yeah,
RPG based.
single-handedly thanks to Elliot though. RPG Maker's second, is that what you said?
RPG Maker.
I know, but did you say RPG Maker?
Yeah.
second? Okay, so before I break it off, and then anyone could just bring up anything. If anyone's stuck on anything, and you're like, man, I need help, and I came here tonight because I'm stuck on this or doing that. Cool. So instead of like having to me sit up here, and you guys want to like mooch, you guys want to like
Circle discussion.
circle it or like
Well, I have a mobile game that's multiplayer. I could use some testers if you guys have an Android. If anybody wants to participate in that, I'll help. I mean, I'm already helping. I'll test. The art will be this version because this is the stable version. It's yours and the unstable version.
Hey, Godot guy.
Wow.
So do you have like an inventory system in your game, like inventory items?
Yeah, it's an array of arrays.
Right. And how does that work?
That's what.
No.
Because I like I did have dictionaries, Shannon, strawberry.
They were being. Basically, it just calls it. Plus or negative number. And that basically runs through each of the slots. First, it checks for empty slots. First, it checks to see if you already have it, if it can be stacked. That's our. If not, then it finds food against the first.
Is there like, are you able to like put inventory items like think about it? Put it
Just
like drop it on
You can. Depends if you like, you just drop them on the ground. Takes those devices to put them in.
And like for each item has, I figure each item has like its own function.
I mean, it basically just checks. That's not handled by the item, that's handled by what you're putting it.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm
Playing like
Crazy.
just
I mean, I have some everything into like one big.
Yeah, I mean, they have some descriptions inside about.
it's weird.
Right. Because like I'm using a plugin in Gradient and that works off of a an item prototype. That's a lot of like space.
I thought, well, I'm assuming you put it in the
I don't see if we wait. Resources. That's probably what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So now I'm here to make. Someone else is talking about that.
At the very least,
So like.
So do they have a?
Previous one, I was like, it's mostly about finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm.
Oh, I see. So you're good.
Have you guys heard they're making like a handheld console?
Whoa, I know that about you.
You're not-
I am 10 years old, surprised, and so I, like, we met at Xbox.
You will be.
Haven't been a game Xbox, but want to.
Yeah.
Like, they've never, and,
Yeah, how's all your, like, they were the only one.
she struggled to kind of, figuring out how to, like, that, I just learned myself. How we have. We got, again, just like him, just being here to. I think we don't see them doing that. I see what they're figuring out, how it's like, how it's not, has to, or it's up to their neck end. Anyways, I like problems with regular, or just you should.
Got one.
So they changed it.
Yeah. They go, this, they ordered a program.
Too long ago.
I'll do it later.
It's an update. In the meantime, I'll start it off.
So I'm.
Exactly.
I love the.
Yeah, fresh mud here.
Giant file full of started contracts.
Are you going for goals?
This seems
That's
like.
kind of my use. I'm not like saying it out loud to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then there'll be another two. That's kind of my loose story. Because I hope by sometime next year.
Well,
We'll see.
Kind of exciting.
I'm finally finished all of the major features.
Yeah.
Well, I finished some level of diet features because I just, like last night, I published like a main map. So I've like got a map and then I've got like a rudimentary Pokédex, both of which I still, but,
I'm imagining that.
Yeah, I'm guessing somewhere around
I'm
8
pretty
years,
close to calling it out.
at least.
After that, I just. Slice like me.
Yeah.
So do you remember when he was talking about how that level was like super laggy for no reason?
Yeah.
I found out it was spawning in. Not from scenes to.
Oh, yeah.
But that was seen to everything, but just when I was interested in
I think I get full of engine
it was like,
myself.
because the way I got the.
Those are, I see them.
It's like I was getting an extra camera I didn't realize.
I think that'd be-
That's why Amplitude was getting really, I thought it was just.
One of the most enjoyable times.
There's a million lights in there, but man, this level's really bad performance-wise. I actually did all of it for once, and I was like, "Oh, these cameras."
Actually show for it.
Well, it would just, every time I entered the spawn, like, so it was like, I would start in the hospital, I look around, I don't really know what's causing me shit, you know what I mean? But then, like, after I played it, after I was getting, yeah,
Everyone was just hanging out for like days and a half.
See, like, a big spike in the rendering or whatever.
I think it would be fun to do.
There must be,
Jam.
and I looked at my fucking slot. This is a reason to organize.
Because-
Because I looked through all my, and I was like, oh, wait, that
Looking
camera.
primarily digital, looking primarily indie mode. Solo mode.
Yeah.
Just keeping the motivation, being like, okay, so, you know, I do everything in this game, so we are doing.
Just feel like.
Versus being.
I mean, it's not having that same.
So you're doing.
There ended up being like five
Oh, yeah.
cameras. When you start looking at that everybody.
game jams are where you forfeit sleep to, fight panic attacks and make
Yeah,
something.
that one barely conscious flicker enough.
There you go.
That's good. You guys are gonna.
Which you at the?
All out.
Yeah.
You guys split between Switzerland. Hello.
Oh, yeah, I guess we probably.
He was actually better.
Okay.
This is that.
He's at. Where would I go to buy a Baja Blast? Go to the.
Right, yeah, like it has to hurt.
It's really, I'm telling you, the size for
Like big project right now. Like in my current bill right now, I've got the scrolls. And I get all the bombs and what's your project?
Oh, that's
That's like the really insane deployment message, like I should get in my face and some of that stuff. Muhammad Ali, the boxer, is like.
You never.
This is also super. It's the same, yeah. It's good interviewer.
Yeah. Hit me with it real hard. I think it's like Johnny has his first word. It's there's just Jesus tell like they go like fuck the devil. And what about
Everything you're working on?
So we are both pretty ready to do that. So kind of running up.
I'm making a game called Rainbow kind
I mean, we kind of ready. Yeah. We're both sort of following tutorials and trying to figure stuff out.
Okay.
You were working on projects, so have you been?
Couple of years now. What's the
years? Why like oh, right. You've been working on this.
10 for 10 years.
How long have you been working on
This game, almost a year. Right now it's kind of like a hybrid management / stealth.
Early
slash
access.
game. So.
Okay.
That's with friend Tyler, Street goes.
Yours is the
It's really fun. I'm like,
Yes.
know exactly what next.
Where you're the guy who's just hired office as a fixer to basically fix whatever problems in the office. We're also working with this shadow group that's trying to overthrow the fixture. So if I know you're building this office and fixing problems, you're infiltrating, getting around.
It's stable. You know, have
Okay, I got you.
lots of updates. It just won't have 100.
There was when I was teaching, there was this girl who wanted to go off all the stuff that's being given.
Okay.
And you're a witch. You have to manage like a covert potion shop, so like all the people in town. And at night, they go romance a lady. You match because it's like which one's that? It was like Victorian, England. Yeah. And then you like have all these interactions with like your customers, and some are sort of flirty, and like, okay, it's really weird.
Secretly, best part about that would be like, and then you have a little bit of potion.
The whole game is really
Make the
funny.
entire town.
It was really funny because this kid basically just put a I'll make a girl, I'll make a kid about girls being girls. And I was like, hell yeah, like, you should have the chaos. Well, we ended up having the games. It was just stellar platform. They clutched up on it and sent me like a.
Send me that publish it.
Four player. Okay.
But just keep make little potion guys.
Sometimes they bring one more.
And then I know you go around and spin around.
At least another
style,
player that can play.
easy magic.
So what would you
It's
recommend?
advisable to play leagues. It's not that hard.
It's working in there. Start with small projects, some with 2D, maybe 3D.
Yeah.
It's probably shorter than mine.
We should make.
I've heard the game jam, like that's what game jams test Google a bit.
Yeah, not just game jams, just in general.
I think the stress of it.
Xbox, you can't.
That's the thing.
It's not.
The skill that the game jam teaches you is specifically don't kill yourself.
Right.
On the game.
Don't.
Makes you learn about the whole process, which is good finish.
That word, it makes you slow. Small.
We were just part of their gym that was
You learn one thing.
Oh.
very intense handful of days. We managed to keep just good within skill. It was like the top game. It was just basically like an IBM that was very highly polished, but had a very, very basic concept and barely any gameplay at all. And that's kind of what a game jam teaches you. It teaches you to trim it down to the bare minimum and actually complete something. As mentioned, I've been doing this my entire life. I have very little like finished projects to show. Because they know that at the end of the day, it's a crazy time. It's like 8 different careers at the same time.
You mean actually the whole thing?
Teams have 50 people on them usually.
That's there's like a core thing that you have to learn is not doing too much or it will not happen.
So Twitter, just click on that.
It's literally
Download
16-bit. It's circles and squares. We could do it. There's a game I'm making called Rainbows now. The whole premise is
Yeah, that was whatever name. So slaves or all, but like, I don't know what the name is. So like, I think.
We started the designated town, so the guy from Red Town is a red character.
It doesn't go sad.
Walk between the towns, you turn red. So long as you're not in this town, nobody knows who you belong to. So the premise is you're kind of anonymous, and as long as you're not listening, so the guy from the red town comes through here and goes like a different color tackle. I'm excited. Nobody knows what you belong to. And he's just resources from the town and bring them over. And the whole idea, the premise of the game was basically like, what's the small
your class.
Yeah.
Eventually, players will figure out. These are all the tells of a person. Literally just colored circles on colored backgrounds. And red guy goes to yellow town. As soon as he steps into the town, it becomes yellow. It's all color codes.
Yeah.
The only one is he's from red.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Very cute.
Yeah.
And the only assets are literally 32 there's circle that changes colors when you move into different zones. And like little, the resources are like little squares.
The hardest part is going to be multiplayer.
Yeah, for sure.
You're gonna miss the attack, but.
Local is not too good for online. is
Oh, it's
easy.
local multiplayer, that's easy. The online, no. All right, thing with online multiplayer is that create a bare bones project and then just get 2 squares to move separately. Then once you do that, go over there, ask Daniel. How hard is multiplayer?
In Unreal, it's amazing. You should do it in Unreal.
It was easy.
Unreal.
Why? What are you trying to accomplish?
I know I'm just trying to give.
For your first game, you should not do multiplayer.
Oh,
I'll make Ender 6 by myself.
That's my multiplayer.
Has to be open world with generative AI. NFTs.
Stack over.
Why does every conversation always end like this? This is sarcasm.
Oh, that's your house.
Yeah.
Someone else showed us. Like the hardest.
Sorry,
Yeah, so well the fun interaction. Have you played Monster Train? It's gonna be like. Algebra doesn't even have creatures or sorcery. I got 8 jokers. I played for like 8 hours. I beat this. I did. I beat it once. And I was like, that's fine. I beat it. Yeah. And then I played it for like another hour and I was just like, oh, it's not. Yeah, I know. I didn't like the green light.
Challenges you need to put in.
Calendar's okay. Calendar's okay. I was just high schooler.
Go away.
Not good.
Left arm of the created one.
It's just some lethal companies where you like go into a place such monsters. Except just when they're out by one guy. Super hard.
You're in these great
Eye tracking on everybody. So it's really funny to watch one person off the walls. Your player hits what it's up. And it's not like if people come in, the second you get in the aggro, they just follow you for the entire round. And die, or just leave the building. This one you're like stop, like five of them.
You're on screen, but so I didn't fighting us.
Yeah.
Just a polish.
Station.
Yeah, a polish, like recovery in games. A lot of fun.
The John Emery, he makes $1 million and doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life.
Exactly. Body capabilities and sits back.
And then everybody, Roblox games his whole life.
Really?
He spent 10 years making Roblox games. I think that was his first real game. He's a year younger than me, by the way.
I mean, your starting position matters. Obviously, if you're.
I know, and now he's got like $70 million as the estimate.
The guy who made Lethal Company?
I mean, just based off the style of games, they're trying to, yeah.
Yeah,
Million.
the stutters really went away.
The very,
When
And then nobody added this, everyone's level 0, so they're stuck.
GTA 6 is coming out before or after Silksong?
yeah,
they will go under before they release it.
so it's on
And
GTA 6.
they will either, they will, like I said, they'll almost go close.
Now you choose
Because
to
they'll
start.
run out of their fun money from GTA 5. And then they're like, oh, we should have worked on
Yeah,
GTA 6.
I-
We haven't been because we've been doing cocaine at parties. So it's shares.
Rockstar is one of the few companies I think people still have a faith in to release really solid cooperative games. Like I know that they've released GTA 5 now like 50 times.
Sure,
But
there's some kind of process that says they're gonna make even exclusive full screen.
Bethesda.
Bethesda. It's like when you hit the big one, you just stop.
That-
Yeah.
Get it over and over.
People-
Over.
But
The next something.
then they did Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't played that one, but I've heard
So I think
It's
that that's what
actually
it is.
crazy positive stuff about it.
Yeah.
One thing I saw about Red Dead Redemption 2 that's genuinely like just nuts.
The only character class that starts off.
Is not only that, but there's like construction. And like the people have nailed in the wood and everything happening moving.
That's crazy.
They actually about the
I mean, you see a lot of indie devs because they don't have, or they have plenty of time. Whereas with games like that, you're on crunch time. You can add those, but boss says you got to spend today. I don't know, so that means a little more microtransactions in. So it's just a matter of time.
We should make a game that's just microtransactions.
Well, it's pretty sure that's already been done.
Pretty sure that's just.
It's
just
Yeah.
He's coming to town.
No, one of my favorite examples of like super attention to detail is the merchants.
Oh, I know.
Elden Ring, you actually like play their instrument.
What character class
When
were you?
I first noticed that, it was just I noticed there were all of these messages on the ground, like watch fingers. I was like, every single person who was seeing this, such like exact experience.
It only starts with 5.
Aside from Repo,
These can do 1 to 4.
I didn't read
What
it.
happens if I close the app and play? Crash it for you guys?
I've been playing Fly Night,
I'm not sure, but.
Oh, that's
Things
good.
about either you leave the game or.
like OS, old school realistic
Yeah.
graphics.
Just
Yeah,
wait for everyone to.
It's so, did you ever play Kingsman?
Either way that the
It's,
background is over.
it's, oh my god, so before Elden Ring, they're making Kingsman in like the 90s.
Yeah.
And it runs at like 10 frames a second.
the first
Really
person shot you probably.
Fly Night is doing that, but modern. It
Yeah.
has like, it does like the modern high fantasy thing where it rings with all these different effects. So it's
Oh, yeah, I can.
Kingsman, but with all these like customizable builds.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun. You can just run through everybody. There's fishing for some reason. And the fishing minigame's like good for no reason.
Yeah.
So whenever
I
you
love
go to
those
defense,
system
it's gonna be
games.
temporary.
That's what
but
defense
it's gonna
is
be
mine.
-1 every turn, so you can just keep
Uh,
stacking.
Caves of
So if you roll more than one.
Yeah, like
I'd like to-
hundreds of dollars. I caught
Yeah,
my
it's
friend,
flat,
from like
but
years
you
ago
see
playing
that
that,
the-
boy, I was just like, oh my god.
If they have one
Yeah, I never got into it.
Yeah,
And as one of the things you said, I'm an avid NetHack player and getting beyond NetHack has been a challenge to me because I spent so much time playing NetHack and now anytime.
is.
Oh, it's one of the
You
original.
put yourself in the middle of
Traditional
it.
decks. Like,
Is it worse for me if I'm in the front?
Yes.
You play
The
it
enemies,
entirely.
especially on this first level, only attack
It's like a,
Yeah.
but it's the thing that
Because
is
there's
like
animals.
one of the main areas of that hat is that
Well,
you can,
the
they've
fountain.
created specific scenarios for every like. combination
needle
of
for
items
it?
you can do.
I'm giving you armor, that's all I
It's really
got.
fun just to like look into patch notes for an attack release, because it'll be like fixed above
This
or
one's really-
erasing the word Elgareth from the floor using a cursed towel, which sometimes cause this
Yeah.
thing to spawn.
Did you ever play Space Station 13? That game is so.
I know of it, I never.
Oh.
I know, I played it for 20 minutes, had no idea what was going on.
The what?
Space station.
Space Station 13.
Space station. Yeah, I think that's Space Channel.
They're making Space Station 14. It's on Steam.
Yeah,
I can try to figure it out. It's so much fun.
What is it?
That's a good question.
My God, it's
You're on a space station.
like
Everyone
a
has a
bonus with a million rules and it's from like 1996.
Everyone has a role, something to do. Everyone has their own goals.
Kind of, because you can literally just sit there and be like a scientist on the station the entire time.
So
And then from the other side of the station here,
zero.
somebody got the launch codes, and you're launch codes, and then everything blows up. That's the game.
A
So
bunch of psychopaths on a cycle out.
everybody's absolutely nuts. Everybody's super kind. Everybody's absolutely nuts. It's a giant space station with roles, and there's always like a meta about the roles, like the secret about the roles, like
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be the boss.
Don't do it, but it's higher.
Which always comes with weed seeds, and I grow weed, and I bribe the chef and put the weed in all the food. And then the entire ship starts dripping, and it gives everybody who's playing like, visual effects, and makes the characters look sloppy.
That's amazing.
One time I had a doctor amputate my hands and feet and replace them with slices of pizza.
He doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
That was pretty fun. I made a mess everywhere I walked. What were you?
Like a clown running or shapeshifter.
Clown, oh my God, clown's job, like everybody has jobs in there, but clown's job is to rip people off.
Just call
Like
me
that's
ass.
his job. The classic clown thing, I've only ever seen it once, is they get insulated gloves, so they can use doors without getting educated.
He's the
And they
host.
wrench the doors open permanently all
Okay,
the
so
way
it's like
to
a-
like that exit or slip pods.
Sorry, I don't know why I said.
Simply escape pods out while nobody's looking, so it just leads to the sauce round and they get glued or glued on the floor all the way out to the ship. And when people walk on it, like on the other side of the ship, they just slip all the way across the station and then get jettisoned.
It was when I saw him, I think he's the entire station stuck in just black hole.
Yeah.
I'm not just
So
disappearing.
there's like.
Everyone's like, "What?"
You know, Captain
See, just get in front, everybody else down.
There's, you could be, so there's like betrayers, but those kind of works. And you like, I'm a botanist, but I'm also a cultist, and I have to find the other cultists and bring this son.
You see the boss.
And you have to find somewhere in the ship that nobody's really looking at, like,
wow.
kill people.
Yeah.
And like decorating
You
the
can also summon
sigils and stuff, and perform a ritual. And a giant demon shows up and starts eating everybody's shit.
It's chaos. You get it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So as someone with.
Because you played it with us,
Like,
yeah.
Doesn't have like the experience of an equipment. It's a great idea.
Uh-huh.
And the execution
Oh,
is
that's
very
good.
good. But not having any idea of what it's going to be.
Exactly.
And having people whose.
Goal is to fuck with you from the start.
Right, but also they are the only ones who are driving the
Are you
story.
Yeah.
Makes it.
That's the most,
Especially when you know.
special.
So like I started, I don't remember which game it might have was.
So his main attack attacks somebody random.
The
You're good?
I was just a random person. I just got lost because I couldn't figure out how to get out. And because I think I followed someone who had security access who I didn't.
Yes,
I
I
like
know
couldn't
every single person, including
While wandering,
And
and
it
hit a
is
button and
all
just
just
part of the ship, just sucked.
he deals a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah. And so, like,
Takes.
And then some security guy who was checking the security monitor, I guess, was like, if I was.
His attacks do
It's like,
plus
holy
one
shit,
max
someone
damage
just
combined.
screaming.
He
Chase
has a
me
chance.
down, just pulled me back into the ship, and I was like.
Yeah.
I was like, I brought you back from the brink. I was like, I know what I am, or who I am.
Was this for Space Station 13 or 14?
14, we're playing on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I tried playing 13, it just looks.
Oh my God, it's
Because it's 20 years old.
Yeah,
That's the size of the level zero.
it's ported. humor engine.
I know of the curse, but that's it.
The, what else?
I think it would be really fun with a lot of people.
So like how?
It can literally last 30 seconds and it can last hours.
I don't, I think the general, like, how long it typically lasts. is Anywhere.
Oh, it's disabled if you are.
Minutes, 30 to maybe 45. But it tended to kind of be done, or just like, tended to become enough of a clusterfuck that it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm satisfied.
And if you die,
Permanent.
unless they recover your body and then they can regrow you.
Yeah, we're bringing you back.
And sometimes they can be funny and we think it's still regrow you as like a monkey. And you're like, how am I supposed to be a doctor if I don't have hands? You have to use your mouth. You have to use your mouth. Do all the things.
It's not like grow. It's like quick naturally. Oh, you're really not dying.
Yeah, you only.
Spend a lot of time.
No, I just. Oh, you have an effect
We're
skill.
going into like,
I did something over there.
your friend's bedroom. Like, what? You play the harp. And
Yeah, he has.
then there's a moment of like, oh, we've been fucking around for 25 minutes. And the cultists are now pouring out a back hole in the wall. And everyone dies.
Or nobody, everybody
Or nothing
doesn't do their
happens.
job. And
Or
you
nothing
just,
happens, and it's 45 minutes of this.
yeah, of just mostly doing your job. The job is so, or if nobody does their job.
Oh, what's that?
Collapses.
You want to play the game?
Oh,
Yeah.
You're like, we gotta lose the ship.
Yeah.
There's something like aliens and they just got on board security, what's not too fast.
It really is.
They're gonna play it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's the only game like it. It's also, there's like 40 roles.
I did.
There's like 40 jobs. Each one
Let's
is
play it.
yeah. So my favorite is the boss. Alien.
I remember
There's like different things to do.
because
Just choose your
there's
class.
a bartender. You know, you have making all of the drinks by hand. And you could just walk up. Give me some, maybe I'll see what's inside. And then give me back, like, you're good. I call this the bartender.
Yes, right.
Oh my gosh. It's like, we've been in my family for 10 generations. I slide across and it's just 17 shots of across. And then your character just goes. And you're like, I gotta. Until the nurse comes around and thinks it's gonna carry you out. You're like, oh, thank you, Margaret. See you later. And then you go back in and he goes, I remember you. Here's an orange juice.
Like a pile of gas station hand sanitizer.
Yes.
He really did have.
I showed you.
But here,
But I'm not asking you.
There's,
You know, I get this.
These are bombs.
Staff also increases.
It was so peaceful. It was just a little garden area. I was a little free alien gardening, and then they're like, "Where do we go?" I'm gonna check the bids on Road station. There wants to be, I don't know. I don't have access. I don't have access to this back room. Somebody else is doing it.
He's screwed.
I've been praised. Yeah.
What do you need?
Why are you holding Captain's key cards? Where's the Captain's?
Where's this? There you go. Those are your
We have an announcement about, the spring sale.
I guess.
Announcement.
So, who all has games on Steam?
Like owns them or?
No, has made games for Steam. Nope, nobody?
That's 3
Just.
and a half. You have game releases?
Oh, we should get Ben to come to
Yeah.
us, 'cause I think-
Oh, yeah, Ben Harper.
So, on Steam, when you put a game out, it doesn't go into Steam's positive or very positive or overwhelmingly positive till it gets so many reviews. The lowest threshold is 10 reviews. So that's like the minimum bar to clear for new games is to just get 10 reviews. I'm at 8. So I'm looking for 2 more people to buy the game and then play it for some amount of time and then leave a review.
Moncon?
Yeah, Moncon.
Moncon.
I bought this game and the dev is real cute. 5 stars.
I do not care what you say. I just want to get the number up to 10. But it has to be a purchase. It can't be a Steam key. Otherwise, it doesn't count towards the.
But also, like, say I go on there and I gift you that copy, you play it and you write a review, it doesn't count also.
You have to buy it with your own money.
Yes.
But you'll refund me.
I will refund you if just in exchange for the review.
You are trying to buy my vote.
What kind of game?
It's an RPG about social anxiety.
It's a good game. It's really good. Literally me.
Do I lose my social anxiety if I win?
I haven't.
That's the question.
I don't know. It's up to you.
But I'm making this general announcement because I know other people have got games on Steam as well. And so if anyone else is in that same boat, they need reviews like just that we could all help each other out.
Because Amy's past that. What about you? Are you past Carol?
I think urban entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I spam a fuck ton of people. I had to bug a lot of people, but I'm like, please.
Well, Amanda, I looked at her account, that's my sister. I had her play it. And then I have a business account and a personal account. So I was 3 reviews.
Yeah, you were 3 right there.
So.
Oh, no, they were the wrong server. Did you beat it, or was it just like,
They're spawned from the server, but they're saved.
it looks like a difficult game?
What
I wanted
do
to-
like
Well,
every time on which is on
No.
the Tulsa website.
Oh.
Your personal stats for your character is stored locally and then expressed.
You should make a game.
So if you get the class, player class, the player class is the big
So you got to pay someone.
And then it charges your credit card 99 cents.
And I say server for these hosts, because there's nothing saved.
Think of other stuff.
I mean,
What is it? What's your story? In that game? And after Sligo, you go on medical. Somebody's like, I don't know, your surgery.
It's gonna be other.
Have you been trigger word?
40 cc.
I had it.
That's pretty layered.
Okay, so this is
Free, and I know, I don't even know.
You're your signature breaker, which makes whoever actually physically harm them because they're breaking. That's hilarious to switch out with the bar.
Yeah.
Just like alcohol supplies.
I was making the bartender Swizzler. How much is it on Steam? Like, oh, it's free.
Right now, on Steam, it's a play test.
Oh, yeah.
So you can.
I mean, I've seen that game called.
I think it's really, the learning curve on there is a demo.
It looks better than the original.
The large curve is literally your patience to
pay attention.
choose your last questions. Like, hey, I tried this.
So, my favorite mechanic from it
They seem
is
pretty
you
decent.
can only communicate through type stuff. And based off of your status that your character has, changes the way the type works.
Yeah.
So if you have a master, they come up.
If you were going to.
If you were a boss bid, it's like, and so there's a lot of very funny. You, the bartender, are trying to share something. You have too many drinks in, and their text that theirs in it is, or they're an alien, and they're like the janitor, and they're like, I need to get into there, and you're like, you cannot come this way. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm really sorry, I have to stop. And that makes for more times.
Yes, that's awesome.
It does make it difficult though, because everything is, this person is asking something.
And you don't know if someone's going to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to be quick at typing. And you also have to be like, conversation and know who is.
Well, it's usually just like the coach there is.
Yeah, but there's kids. When you're in a crowd of people, that's true.
Yeah, so just like you guys, they also have.
It's, oh my God.
Splash things. So.
Last things are the best weapon they have. I don't care about raising. Last things are the best weapon they have. So does groups. Lucky.
God.
Bro.
Nobody can move or do anything. The screen is completely right. That's so funny.
I want that. I want that 9 2.5 minutes. Myself included, about after the fourth one, because they tried to get away, and it's like, no. Stamp runs it. Hardball Center don't sell.
Some 14-year-old wanders in Tucson, Arizona. Doesn't see it. Gives him courtesy.
Three things I started on.
Out of league.
I just need to grade few levels.
Yeah, well, I did. So wanted to.
All the hard rolls are the best fun ones. Ones that are like, if you're doing like fitness, like you need like no gas.
No, actually, I'm still in two.
You're doing mechanic, you need guidance, that's just the tree, the build tree for mechanic or something, or engineers. We're the ones that develop new tech. You start with a certain, like, mechanics have one really good one, and then the mechanics. You're right. The engineer's job is to like, you know, use the technology for everything. You could just make a mega suit and get it to, I don't know, the cloud. Hilarious.
The levels do get longer. Oh, but.
I made a mechanic cannon, and
But like. Not
the noise moderated one like I don't know, shoot it right in people's mouth.
different action.
You need to play it to experience.
Yeah. You could just. But
But it requires so much.
But it's all actually.
Just to move on from that scale.
You don't need to get big files loaded on your computer and think of an instrument. You can play it.
I'm thinking like,
Or.
one thing.
Yeah, or mount there to.
Or just.
So you have to have somebody like. Like something around like running a piano. The game is so good.
Like, I understand this.
No one's gonna fund me. I'll play by myself.
There's gonna be a bunch of sale days. You guys talked about game development. Yeah, you guys made some game jams.
Yeah,
yeah, we did a game jam 2 weeks ago.
Do stuff with
Get some.
If you get to do stuff.
Yeah, especially
Like Minesweeper style game.
because I didn't play the other classes, so I don't know, but like over or you can only hit people in the front row with his basic attacks, so it might be nice.
There's really,
If
like,
the
online
page, you'll be
shop,
able to
like, a
like
couple
change the position of every actual word, stuff like those.
4 days.
Stuff and all be love, or something, you know, like it-
I want to do more game
like
jams.
from space.
It's difficult because again, I'm
Like,
largely
Yeah,
speaking.
it's really like-
Together.
I think for the what was
Yeah.
gonna be made.
But it's right, so
That's what I was.
think within scope, like, when there's-
If you have 6 damage.
4 days to do something,
So.
every single aspect of it, again, it's on career.
For that.
Skills.
I know, you choose one either, and you go into the game.
Oh, exactly.
There's passive items like. Plus one.
I'm trying to
Not
get into-
there's, you know, more active stuff, like there's
Right.
that you gain health, or
As a
attack
career.
push, you gain that.
For video games, I've been doing music my whole life.
It's actually very diverse.
Small child.
Believe it.
Well, it's one of the aspects of it that is it's enjoyable. So I'm trying to do that more.
Right now, I actually don't get like one game. Where do you take a lot of your, like, allow you to switch out like music?
Game music? Oh, that's a hard question. Currently, my favorite video game.
The slowest to pass items, which like
Check
musician attack.
Oh,
defense.
Slowex.
There's
Both the soundtracks to animated design game, so Magnarium, Samurai, Ron Nicula and stuff, like he's got a very specific style, aerodynamics. But I'm also a huge fan of David Wise. Soundtracks David Wise did for like old Donkey Kong Country,
It doesn't the lead, it's
just insanely good. Fuji Kondo, of course,
you can't use
the
it for the rest of.
classic Nintendo composer. Yasuda, so Chrono Trigger.
I thought about having like 3 different systems.
Yeah, I have a lot of inspiration.
Like,
I like doing other shoots and my favorite soundtracks that's come out recently were.
You can think that.
I really like the soundtracks
Maybe
between it.
build a song, whether it's skills or items or.
Like Torn is
whatever
a
it
good
is, where I feel
inspiration.
like.
I'm a fan of very disaster.
Yeah, yeah, disaster piece has a similar vibe to like all the shows. But yeah, that's kind of, that's what I like doing. When I was a kid, I was more into Castlevania. I was more of the Zelda side of things.
I feel like that opens up a little creepy.
But nowadays, I just like seeing what kind of weird.
Level with the rest of it.
I mean, I love doing sound design as well. Professionally.
The assassin is
games,
Iron Man.
right.
So each class has a set. Assassin.
That's still gonna be a solo development.
Gesture doesn't get about it, like times 2.5.
Very long.
It's very high.
So it makes it something. Your options are really to spend a decade working on a passion project.
There was actually.
Make a lot of small.
It's increased by
More
0.5 and now we have.
It's like, I wanna do this. I typically don't have the resources to do this in a reasonable amount of time. So this is,
There's nothing against.
and that's still good, but like, still long after those.
You want that reminds me of,
Oh, the enemies
Works
works to
for the escapist.
But their chances are very.
Open down, whatever.
He's playing.
Collector.
That's chance.
Yes, that guy. He does like.
Yeah, I haven't seen,
Stuff he does.
I have, yeah.
Such as himself, right?
It's a little bit of, it's like, start off with your part of the deal.
See, that's sort of like the
So it's gonna go description.
but I'm not sure pretty good about right now.
So like,
Well,
after I get actually going.
I'm trying to push to making more stuff. Start and then
That's the
complete.
next goal.
And the second level is like.
Which is great, but it means that you're,
And then.
it's always harder.
So we have this with the second level.
Yes, but I'm perfectionist. Me, but
Inscription was like.
yeah, and I really admire that kind of like work ethic toward like something. I have tried very hard to be psychologically. Well, it deeply makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, or hard.
Credit.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's either asset tax or you pay some guy 50K a year.
Or you do all that. Yes,
The only abilities that they use are something that.
I'm reaching a point. Programming
Yeah, most of them use.
Getting into Blender over the last 10 years or so. I can model passively.
Which does well, that's it.
Different generation consoles. It's not quite like the power low box, but like what person
I made.
Yeah.
On video, it's
At that point, it's actually.
Yeah, it comes up with that style.
You know, I feel golf, especially.
Slide, that's gonna be, something.
Essentially. I didn't like. There's loads of it.
Yeah.
It's still.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm more like GameCube. Yeah,
My friend had a game.
I'm actively making a game engine and the
Right.
graphics of the game engine relies on that.
I'm just a little bit
Shader comes later every, but the approximation, like lines of lines of the way that GameCube's graphics hardware works. If you look at GameCube, it is tiny. They're gorgeous, they're really, like, I don't know, when you're what I think people don't appreciate about like low poly is that low poly in the day was high poly. So the games from the 16 generations, before that, PS1 and up in the day,
Yeah, no.
they were aiming for fidelity, right? They were trying to make it as good as they could with the constraints. So you get these crazy expressive animations.
Some of it's in.
That are, you know, I mean, the Nintendo DS, you could only display 1,024 triangles at a time. And so everything in the AGS game had to fit under 1,024 triangles. Which you, as a professional render person, you understand how that's
Most of these are just like,
That'd be a nice way.
I start with a couple, you can strategize, but really, there's a grade, that's like maybe 8 credit levels.
it's insane how like stingy you have to be with that. So sometimes when I'm wanting to, there's cool guys, like, we go on policies, there's a website where you can download like extra game notes and models, and I'll study like, okay, here is the model for this character from Final Fantasy. It was really good.
There's a lot of text.
44 triangles and a whole model or something.
One of the best examples of that is you have to.
Yeah.
It's a fun idea. We've seen those. Crazy stuff.
Definitely the plus me, where it's like writing dialogue in my Google Doc.
Polygons like
Writing it into the
the snake
It'd be nice if
in that game has the most polygons.
It was like
Because it's rigged to wiggle, not all the other humans. That's heavy. So we should.
I mean,
That's crazy. Even though it's not the rest of the.
Well,
And then having like the fun stuff, it's like just like. It's like all texture.
Dude, I was.
Yeah, texture thing.
Just it was a question. It wasn't a fun part. That's my next project. But I had a dumb idea. But it's like.
Texture is gonna send
There's like.
technology because you look at all of the like, and they like hand paint. I mean, like, just give it such depth.
But
Yeah,
it's just called technology.
and to make, you know, sort of small, very short texture look really good if there's enough like definition and shadowing.
So.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Galaxy one, okay, I'll have that.
But even without like that texture half the same. Not clear.
Yeah.
I like, what about me? You know, tens of thousands of characters. You know what texture listing is? What problem?
I think right now.
I remember making my first.
Yeah.
I'm not smart, literally like a month about how to do the process.
Librarian functions are like an Adobe.
That is also, to be fair, that's a wonderful thing about working.
I'd make it the move. It's not like try to help, but I probably.
Don't worry about everything. Again, I'm perfectionist and I can so constantly trying to justify it.
I don't know how to
Like, I
Just learn stuff. Learn something.
I can afford a little more. Are you on the end of Discord?
We should raise and wait it. I just know that one.
Should I make that my username?
Are you come
Research boundaries, we're. One, all right, creators, jump in here. We had Game of Thrones. So we're talking about post Game of Thrones. All right, we're talking post Game of Thrones. Like what went right, what went wrong. Some of you didn't make it, so it's not like a big deal, but if you like did a gaming event and stuff, we're doing like a little retrospective or retro.
Yeah, postmortem.
Postmortem, there we go. I was like, what's it called? All right, so for just so you guys are all involved, and we'll cut you guys off. For those that didn't go,
Leave.
or, no, did something happen that you were like, oh man, this is why I can't go? Like, this doesn't have to be anything big, but the main question I'm asking is, did you guys know that we were doing Game-a-thon?
Yes. When is game time?
It already happened. It was why you were in Japan. Which I was saying that's why you weren't there, because you were in Japan.
Yeah, why go to Japan during game day? It was my fiance's trip, and she wanted a plus one.
Yeah. Okay, but were all of you aware that
Bring
it
games
just,
down.
you guys had no idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, did you guys know?
Live
Just,
stream
okay,
it.
cool. Just make sure. Tice, did you see it or anything? Like, did you ever see anything? Okay, so are you guys in the Discords? So you guys saw it in there?
Yeah.
You didn't see it at all, so,
I'm not super active in Discord this way.
okay, here, I'll give you the website thing.
What are you super active on that you might have found it though?
Well, the meetup page, I put it on the meetup page for like 4 months. That's why I was hoping you saw it on the meetup page.
I only check the meetup page when I'm in town.
When you're, okay.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't get, like, I have the app, so it gives me notices, like, oh, this group did this thing.
Probably want to make a bigger fuss about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, if you're not paying attention, like, it's not something for like, seek out.
Yeah, I mean, we could advertise it more. So it's one of
Yeah,
the
that's
things we're
what we were trying to figure out.
talk about,
Well, because
trying to ways of improving it.
the Reddit post is what brought everyone in, except for, and then the meetup page. Seems like everything else, even the Discord and all that, wasn't like bringing people in.
Well, the Discord by the developers.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys saw that. Did you have, based on what it was, and like, you're like, okay, we know we're having an event and all that. What did you think was Game-a-thon? Like, when you saw it, like, how would you describe what in your mind was, what?
I saw that it was an event and I saw that I couldn't do it,
Okay.
but that's about it.
Okay. When it's described and stuff like that, though, what went through your head of like, what was going to be at that event versus coming to one of these? What did you think it was going to be?
I really couldn't tell you.
Okay, so that we're not clear on that, of like, it's going to be this, did you raise your hand? Or,
Well, we just joined the Discord.
okay,
We didn't really have a way to.
no,
Did it seem more like a place for people to play did it seem more like a place for people who play games or for people who make games?
I had this vague idea of like an exhibition.
okay.
Okay.
You guys are both artists. So what about like showing off your art and stuff like that? What would have helped you guys be like, yeah, I want to come here, I want to show off art, and be like, yeah, this amazing person, look at me.
Here's my favorite.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm doing solo dev, so it would really just be having something to show off.
Mhm.
Because all of the art that I do in various fields, I mean, I'm doing music more nowadays, but all the art that I do in the various disciplines is all like in the name of projects that I'm working on, which because I'm doing things largely on my own, aren't at a point where I could really show them off. So it would just be having something, I think. Otherwise,
It'd be really cool to, you know, TV use playing YouTube stuff on.
Yeah.
If we were playing soundtracks of local games on like loop.
Or just gameplay of them.
Or gameplay.
Oh, yeah, gameplay trailers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I do music. If there were a place to just do music. then-
Yeah, I mean, we just had random YouTube videos playing. I would prefer that would be something more productive, like soundtracks.
Yeah.
YouTube videos, etc. I mean, I could have that prepared beforehand and just send him the mixtape or whatever.
And also, I think the location was kind of a problem because it was basically just a garage. Which if you're playing esports, you don't care. You can go wherever you have to, but like you're not going to get any walk-in traffic because anywhere west of the river is kind of like a dead zone. Not many people are going to drive out of their way to go there. It's just not a very appealing place for people to be. If it was more downtown or anywhere else on this side of the river, like anywhere where there's not walking traffic, I think.
Yeah, like the only place left west of the river that actually matters is main event, as far as I know.
It's across from the oil. Not seeing people want to.
Now, the inside was really nice and very spacious.
Mhm.
And he did have lots of computers that he could have pulled out more.
Yeah.
But the outside, we did not have lots of parking spaces.
Yeah.
You could only see that it was four guns if you were headed south, not north. You missed it every time. I even lived next to that area, so like it's somewhere around here, and I have to look behind me because that's the only way I can tell it past four guns. I mean, like, it's something I can fix.
Yeah. All right. So the whole point of this was so that we can go in there and show stuff off and all that to your guys' benefit.
Okay.
When we announced the event, we're like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have everyone show up in games. What benefit were you guys wanting out of this? Because I think what I thought you guys would be getting out of it and what you guys want might be two different things.
I suppose networking.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of us already knew each other. There's not many new people coming in.
You're talking about the Gameathon, right?
Yeah, I mean, you had some walking back, like there was some.
We were talking about, we're gonna suggest that we somehow get some sponsors to come to these events and
Yeah.
show stuff off too. That might not be too much
How would we
networking.
attract them?
Anyway, I don't know, but he talked to like,
he could do how to tell something.
I mean, we can
we're gonna say.
Give them $10,000.
So networking, what about like, okay, for people that were showing off your game, what benefit would you like, man, I really wanted this out of it, didn't get it? Anything like that?
I feel like it's a motivation thing. I've always felt like, because I'm like, oh, I gotta get this specific build out before this date.
I didn't know that. That's why I like having deadlines. So having like, oh, well, this is the project that I'm working towards.
I felt pretty satisfied with the fact I got everything I wanted out of it. Exposure and some networking.
And feedback from people that are
Feedback,
not, don't have any buy-in. I actually thought this event was great. Like usually whenever we're at a table at Tokyo or whatever, or whatever, we're standing there looking over the shoulder. They're not gonna be like, just, you fucking sucks. Like, when they're just on the computers like that, they don't know you're the developer. And I kind of need to know, what are they saying about the game? That's not.
We finished Whispering Walls, really proud of what we made. Yeah, this kid played the game, beat it, he takes his headphones off. That was a waste of time. So,
What's great about kids, because they're just.
no, he was a straight up adult. He's a grown man and his girlfriend.
Where's the kid that played my game 2 days? There's not.
The kid walking away is way worse because that's way more.
I mean, like, I kind of knew he was gonna do it. It's just like some 5-year-old kid, like, he's like, this isn't Mario, and then he's just gonna leave.
Right.
He doesn't have a prefrontal cortex yet. This isn't GTA. I'm bored.
Yeah. All right. One of the suggestions. What's up?
I have a handful of thoughts that may or may not be connected in a logical way, but I'm just going to put them out there. One of the things I think all of these events that I'm hearing about or things that we're doing, as mentioned just a second ago, it feels like there is a barrier to entry that is having something to present, which obviously you need to have something to present in order to present it. But I wonder, I don't know what the demographic is, but I wonder how many people are solo devs. And so getting something to present might be challenging to do in the first place. And so one thing that I really liked, whoever floated the idea of a game jam. I think it might have been you.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of possibly an event or something where we could get together and have people who maybe don't have a team just have the opportunity to contribute in some way to something that exists.
So
right?
you wanted to link a game jam to one of these events?
Potentially.
So like if the game festival that's coming up in October, like we could shoot in Discord, like, hey, anybody who wants to present something, let's get a small group, let's make something in a few days just to present it.
Well, because one of the things I'm thinking about is like just a second ago, I mentioned that I'm doing more music. I'm really wanting to get into like music for video games professionally. But it's a little awkward to have to, like, as you're saying, to have just a soundtrack playing is like, oh, this could be in your game or whatever, versus if we had a project that like maybe multiple people in different disciplines worked on, and then you were like, okay, I'm the composer for it. I did the art for it, right? This is a collaborative effort that exists and you can see it running. That then each individual person's discipline would be part of that and be able to maybe reach people who are interested.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So kind of had the same idea of that, because we're all working on like
So-
small projects with like 2 or 3 people each.
Mhm.
What if we were to just get like a bunch of us, yeah, like maybe a dozen, if we have that, we all have different ideas. We just all collaborate on one big project
Yeah.
under one banner, one studio.
What if we had like,
We make that game.
what if we had like a floor at like a convention or event? And, but rather than show off a game, it's like people can come and go and help us make the game, like
I thought somebody was working.
Yeah, someone was.
Yeah, was working on that.
That's all.
Was
It was something good though.
It was, the idea was that like the game, there'd be a build available at, some larger event. And people would come in and they would contribute something and then it would get added to the game immediately, like.
No, yeah. I mean, I just never shown it off.
Was it, or was that Unity?
That would be more for like just getting outside engagement or non-game developers though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just walking
Honest-
through, let me add something to this.
I think what would really help is just the one big app where where you can put made in Tulsa or made in Oklahoma that people really pay attention
also
to.
game developers as a publisher.
The killers of the flower moon of video games.
Yeah.
There.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so we did the global game jam,
Mhm.
and only one group submitted their game for the festival and stuff like that. So it's like we just had a game jam, but even like, okay, yeah, we did that, but did even people go follow through and oh yeah, let me show up, let me do this.
Yeah, I wonder about like size of a jam. The size of the jam might be a contributing factor. I know just personally for me, even though jams are, all of the jams that I've been in have been online and I have absolutely no personal stake in them. If I see a jam that has like more than a few hundred people in it, that makes I get so anxious about the prospect of joining a jam that has a lot of people in it, because then it's like, oh, the fake pressure that I'm putting on myself has gone up and everything. There's a jam that we just participated in called the Mini Jam that happens every 2 weeks, and it's like 3 or 4 days. When I'm thinking of a jam that would be like an event that we do, I'm thinking something like really small. Like I'm thinking like 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like in-person event, bring your laptop, find a team on site, people that maybe you don't even know. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm an artist. We're looking for an artist, et cetera. Just to make something quick and have something to show for it.
Did you have any game jam games done already? Like if you finished it?
Yes, we finished a game jam.
Because like, yeah, because like we could just drop that. Like,
No, I think that's a perfect idea. Like maybe like a month or 2 weeks before the event, we
Yeah.
just send out Discord messages like, hey, whoever doesn't have anything to show off that wants to have something to show off, we can all group up 2 weeks or a month beforehand, and everyone in that group can just contribute something to it.
Yeah.
And make a small game jam, like 24 hours or 48, like you said.
You have to have a presenter leader though, someone that's gonna be like, I'm the one who's gonna put it on a laptop and then
Yeah.
take it to the thing though. Because like that's the other shit. Like other people in the team, yeah, we worked on that, whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
So like that is something.
Somebody needs to own it.
Yeah, you gotta own it. So like it doesn't have to be you. I'm just saying in general on your team. What about showcasing like so we did the scavenger hunt. So like on there we could have put like how do you have like at least 5 songs?
Yeah.
Be like, okay, you got to go to this booth, and then which one was your favorite song, and they have to fill out your favorite song
Yeah.
or whatever. Is that something that you would find beneficial, or is that?
I mean, right now I just have 0 contacts. Like I have no networking.
Yeah.
So any way to like get, and I think probably the same is true for a lot of indie developers. Any way to get attention on anything really would be helpful. Because I know from my perception, and I know I've only been here a few times, but there's like a pretty marked split between people who are like professionals and have released a number of games, and then people who are like solo when they're doing it at a, less of a like high level or aren't using like Unreal or
It's
something.
a facade. We're all we just showed up and said we're just going to keep going. Just some like I got started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You got started 10 years ago. You'd have a library of games. You're like, oh, I got all this done.
See, you say that, but I've been doing this since I was 11.
Okay, but you have stuff to show for. You have other art, you have
Yeah.
other things. Like it's
Yeah, I think what I'm getting at is that the struggle, I think, of being, I'm really looking for a way to collaborate with people and get small things done. I mentioned that I've been doing this for a long time, because the killer for me has been being solo and not having a network around. So any events that like inspire people to create groups or to collaborate with other people or to even just, oh, I know this person who does programming and I trust this person's programming skill, or I know this person or whatever. To start building connections, I think might be helpful.
Mhm.
I think that's the perfect
Yeah.
idea, because ever since I did that one game jam, I'm like, I could trust Philip, like I work with him, I know he's a good programmer.
Yeah.
But before that, I wouldn't even consider adding like another Unity developer to my thing, because I'm like, I can just do everything myself. Use Unity wise, not hard for audio, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why add another programmer? But after that experience, I'm like, I can trust Philip. He's good. I can have him
Yeah.
delegate to something.
See, also when you say that that's a facade, like that's interesting to me because that's telling me that like, I don't know, maybe we should be breaking that down a little more and creating more of a like group project cohesive stuff. Because again, for me, like there's the oh, I've published a game on Steam developers that I'm like, wow, celebrities. So
You'll finish a console game and look back on Steam and be like, that was
Yeah.
child's play. Trust me, you'll get that.
yeah,
Like, what I mean by it's a facade though, it's like the difference is we ship something.
yeah,
Like,
Doesn't mean we're rich off of it.
yeah, like
Our Steam
I
seller knows
I
that.
have probably pushed the most amount of copies of anyone in the room, right? No offense, but mine is also doing a loophole in Argentina. Well, how many? But that no, literally that's it. But like, how many copies?
Well, one of my games is free to play, so that's mechanical.
But even I have free.
So it's
free
let's believe that.
No, but even if you included that, how many?
I don't know.
That's
But
what,
that, it would just be that number really. Like every
Yeah.
other number wouldn't contribute to is that free to play game.
okay.
Yeah.
But the difference is I sat down. And I said, okay, I'm going to ship this. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to do it. Like that's literally it. Other than that, there's no like, oh, I'm not a better dev than anyone. You're writing the shittiest coder in here. Trust me, sorry, curse. But like, don't. Yeah.
No, I don't see myself any differently than you guys.
Yeah.
I see everyone has their own skills and talents. Like, it don't come to me about a 3D project, even in Unity, because I'm like, the 3D assets I've made and I've utilized are very simple and low. I don't care about the lighting. I don't care about all the stuff that makes it look really good and function really good because the assets were low. So, but I know that some people are a lot better at 3D art.
I was literally just saying, don't ask me to do anything in Blender, because unless you need a rabbit to move, I can't help you.
It's better than that to me. I know that.
and see that specific thing is something that I'm really interested in because the that's what I think is helpful. We were just talking about this with game jams. That's what I think is helpful about game jams is the, like starting something and then finishing it.
Mhm.
And I think that's a set of skills once again that I lack. Like and you know I'm a good programmer. I've been doing solo dev for a really long time, but I lack that skill. And so that's where I think being able to collaborate maybe with people such as yourself who has the ability, who has before at least like started and finished something. I don't know. I think that could be helpful. I feel like I'm talking around in circles at this point.
It's a drag.
Yeah.
Completing something is a drag.
Yeah.
There's certain points in that project you're like, I don't even want to make this game anymore. Well, you're 75% of the way through, so you just kind of power through.
Or did you have the one where other people be like, you're still working on that?
Not me.
I've had that happen. Like you haven't finished it. Like why don't you just give up and do something else? Like other people will say stuff like that. So like yeah, there's.
I've never really felt the urge to quit. Like there are times where I was getting mad or like somebody's working, usually really not impressed or whatever, but then you fix it, you get it over. There was never a point where I said just like I want to throw all this away and give up and start something new.
Yeah.
It's not even some cost fallacy, just like whatever, I'll get over it, I'll fix it.
Mine's some gas pickles. But I don't know. I'm real good at slamming my head against the wall over and over until it breaks. So I'm gonna get this game done eventually.
Yeah. There are definitely some boring parts of development that I slug through. The bug testing phase for me at least, because I'm like, oh great, I'm not adding anything. I'm just going through playing the game for 2 hours and then fixing that thing that I thought I fixed months ago.
Well, no, you did fix it, but it was wrong. It was a new type of wrong. But I mean, so going to one of these events outside, I mean, breaking it down to a higher level, not like a tactic of like, oh, we should do a game jam or something on those lines. What would be a thing that would say, this is going to benefit me and I should go to this?
Somewhere where I could collaborate with a team, just
Okay.
in general, whether that would be like find a team to actually make a, not necessarily commercial, but actually make a more larger scoped game, or whether that would be a game jam or whatever.
An actual thing in the studio.
Having something-
Money to work on a game.
Well,
Not
not
even
necessarily
that,
money.
that's
I don't
not-
even need money for it. I just need partners who are.
Have you seen the
Some
project?
cohesive organization.
Yeah, some sort of
dedicated
an
to making
organization.
it.
That means that I'm not just doing everything on my own, because that's the really.
Oh, yeah, that's a question for you.
Project board on Discord, have you seen that? We started that a few months ago when people just say, oh, I'm working on such and such a project, just to, like, as an on-ramp for, oh, I'm looking for
Yeah.
an artist or a musician or whatever.
I mean, I thought that was just reading this blog finder game, just show progress. It wasn't,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it wasn't where there's an actual purpose.
Yeah, that's the idea. But see, that's also why we bring these things up, is to make sure these things are working the way we're intending them to work.
So you're saying you're wanting to make sound, right?
Yes, I do music. I've been doing music for more than half of my life now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Add me
What's your handle?
on Discord, Archstrong.
Mhm.
And I might be able to work something out with you.
what's your handle again?
I'm Spindlebank. I just recently posted something that I did for one of the devs, Hacks Atlanta. I did a little minute long.
Yeah, I can play a guy.
Minute long version.
Yeah.
What was that?
Spindlebank.
Yeah.
You made the one to go live, didn't
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it.
Yeah, that's why I'm Daniel Jackson.
It's like those bad gaming movies where you
Okay.
meet the person in person.
Yeah.
We only have a few minutes left, so
Right.
let me go over this and then bring it up, and then we will talk about it as we put the chairs up and go upstairs. All right, it was brought to our attention that whenever we do these sort of events, we bring our people, we bring the computers and all that. It's getting people into the events. And so we'll probably benefit more if we started just piggybacking off of other people's events. Like, oh, if Tokyo and Tulsa is doing something, then we just have a booth there, and then we do that. We're doing other anime conventions throughout the year. Those were, some were awful and some were great. SoonerCon I thought was a success. The other ones with the Fly By Night guy, those were kind of a waste, but not, I mean, like, it kind of got an idea. But the idea of getting that stuff out there. What my question is, should we focus on, when we do these sort of events, have these where we're meeting people and doing networking, but try and look at it more as like, no, this needs to be an industry event where we invite like all of the colleges to have their booths and be like, no, these are game dev programs here. We also have any other companies in town and be like, hey, we're just going to give you free booth space. You just need someone to show up that says, hey, here's game companies here, and just make it, try and build up an industry event and then focus on digital product development. And so if we do something like that, it's like, you make music, well, you can sell your music. Oh, you do 3D art, you do that. 2D art, you can sell that. Oh, you're a programmer. And focus on making a digital, shipping digital creation, exporting digital things from Tulsa. Make that more what we lean into. So when we move forward with stuff, it's like, hey, we're helping anyone that is working, hey, I made this movie, then it's going to be a digital movie that sells online, whatever, we do that, or a video game. Just making that sort of shift. Does that sound like it's too broad? You guys don't like it? Or you're like, hey, I'd rather focus just on games? Or you're like, no, that benefits me because I do programming and art, so I can do both. What are your guys' thoughts on focusing on a digital export event? It's like 4 ways to ask the same question. Are you guys like
It's a
that?
pretty big space to offer a lot of people though.
Yeah.
Like Warguts may have had enough space.
It
but
did. Yeah.
Circle Cinema.
No.
You filled up like a quarter of that space, and then there's nothing wrong with that, but it was like just to you.
Yeah.
Fill up quarter of the space, and we alone for 99% just service.
I mean, also, like, we did the Circle Cinema event. How many did you guys go to the Circle Cinema event? No, okay. We did that. Have you been to Circle Cinema? Okay, so you know, like, the area where all like the photos and stuff are. Like, we had that whole place rented out for like 8 hours. But what would happen? We had what, 10 computers? majority of the day, it would come to a gridlock, and we had maybe 20 people at a time, but it would be a complete gridlock. Like, oh, let me finish this. Oh, I'm playing
It
this
was
one.
better last year than the first year we did it.
Yes, but we still hit major gridlock. And even at this one, there were multiple times where, yeah, we had all this space, but there was someone at every computer and people were waiting on computers, and we had 20 computers in there. So we do have like a weird thing where we need people to like do that. And so that's why I didn't know, focusing on like an industry event, it's like, oh, these people are talking over here, this is going on here. You can play these people's game here. You can see artist art here.
Yeah, I agree with you, more activities. Because the people, we may not have a lot of people that come, but we have a lot of people that stay.
Yeah.
And what was the main thing that you said there was gonna be like a whole networking thing there, not just us?
That's not, I mean, I wouldn't call that networking. That's more us.
Is that
That's
different?
marketing, where we're just putting stuff out there, and I'm just gonna have a bunch of Tulsa Game Dev cards trying to get people to play.
Okay. Are there any like tech conventions around here?
Not anymore. It's everything, you know, it would be us doing it and then reshaping like Game Fest, but we gotta wrap up, so I gotta.
Right, if I just
So-
have one last.
Yeah, go.
How far out of our scope, how far away from Tulsa do we want to go to attract people to Tulsa?